Matter of fact, my bad interrupting. If somebody said, somebody tells me something like that,
Yeah.
you're just gonna make me go harder, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put even more into what I do because I feel like overcoming negative situations is gonna make you stronger. I'm Chris, aka Nubiwxrld.
All right, Nubiwxrld. I just have just a few questions to go through here with you. Few things I want you to keep in mind. We're not looking for the best answer, or at least I'm not looking for the best answer you can give me. I'm looking for the Chris answer. I'm looking for the Nubiwxrld answer. Like, what is your personal experience through anything that we're going through or through any of the questions that I'm asking? So the first question that I have for you is, why do you create?
Oh, I just feel like music's just always been a part of me, man. It's kind of I just think it's honestly, it's been a part of me, ever since I was young, I've always just had a musical mind. I've always connected to music. And eventually, I started making it. That's really it, man.
Okay.
I just love doing it.
Yeah, so you remember the first song you ever made?
Oh, yeah, man. That will never see the light of day, man. I made that... Bro, I made that my freshman year of high school, and it was like on the little shitty high school laptops we'd use.
Yeah.
And I had it private somewhere. That one never came out. But
Absolutely.
I wish I had it just to see how bad it was, but
Yeah.
it's gone.
Dang. I would have liked to absolutely take a listen just to be able to compare the Nubiwxrld we know today versus the Nubiwxrld when he first got the idea that he could, be something more in the creative space. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
What were you most excited for or are still excited for this year within music and creation?
I'm excited for these projects we got going on. I have this solo rock album, and then I also have a band project in the works. That one's still very early, the band one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for both of those. It's something completely new. I just had to leave my comfort zone, man. I've been doing hip hop for between 5 to 7 years. I can't even, if you want to be realistic, I think it's 6 years because I've been doing rock the last year. But I'm really excited for this, man. It's something new and it's a challenge. I love a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you started out rapping with hip hop and a bunch of that when we first met, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And now you've made the switch. Why? Why did you do that?
Oh, well, I've been playing guitar for about 4 years. So I've always wanted to do rock. I just feel like I wanted to expand, my versatility.
Understandable. So it is purely a versatility thing, not because, the space in hip hop was too broad or none of that. You just wanted to try something different?
I think, it was just, I wanted to do something different. I think the timing was just like, there was just the timing. Around the time I started making rock music, people are like, oh, hip hop's oversaturated, all of that. And,
Because it is oversaturated. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It gets a little,
Everybody wants to rap. Everybody got something going, and there is not a lot of talent to compensate for the amount of mediocrity that we're seeing in the music industry. I mean, you've probably not taken note, but for the first time in decades, there is no rap or hip hop song in the top 40 in the hip hop charts right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that just goes to speak to how much oversaturated everything is, to where the good stuff cannot even peak. They can't come up because there is so much noise down here, and the ones that do come up don't stay up for long because, like I said, so much noise, like it just kind of like drowns out. And I believe that's vexing for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, if people want to create, they will create, But I completely understand that. So personally, I do feel like the switch that you made, good timing. But do you ever think you would ever go back to that at all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't really tapped in with beats as much. I made a song. It was a rap song. Made a beat to it, all that, recorded the hook and a first verse. That was like in April, man.
Okay.
I was focusing on this rock project, so
Yeah.
I was like, let me tap into it so I don't get too rusty. I got to keep it,
Absolutely.
I got to keep it maintained.
Yeah, what you don't use, you lose, basically.
Yep.
So a bit of a more somber question, not too serious, but it's hypothetical. So step into the space with me. If you had just one more year to live, how much more or less would you create?
Probably what I could. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to force it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I learned, man. When I was working on my last album, I know it's a little off topic, but when I was working on my last album, I would force so many beats, man. There are so many beats and demos I made that won't see the light of day. Sometimes forcing it's good to get your creativity out.
Right.
It's a I'm not even gonna get in that's a rabbit hole, bro. You gotta balance it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just you gotta balance it.
Okay. So the idea of your impending death will not necessarily change anything that you got going creative space wise. Like you don't think?
I think what I'd do is just make the best, most beautiful song I could make. I think.
Okay, that sure is interesting because I'm still not sure if that question was posed to me what I would say yet because I try not to give it too much thought. But that was really unique to hear your perspective on that. Has there ever been a time you created out of pain? Like something happened that really hurt and you were like, let me put this into a song.
Oh yeah, there's a song I got called New Pain.
New Pain, yeah, absolutely.
That was directly, dealing with a bunch of stuff, life was changing. Shit happens in life, man, and so there was just so much going on at that period in time, so literally, it just all came together. That makes sense.
Do you think you are way past whatever that situation is, or okay, understandable. Has anyone ever made you feel like you didn't belong in the creative space?
So not that I can think of. Okay. That one is there's times where you have disagreements with people. There's times where you just don't get along with somebody, but I don't think they would make me feel like I didn't belong.
Okay. What about the flip side of that? Have you ever had someone go out their way to make you feel welcome or make you feel like a part of the space or whatever they were doing?
Yeah, man, I would say pretty much anyone I've worked with. Also just the Dallas music scene in general. Pretty much everyone I've met's been very welcoming. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's like this whole thing, kind of like a rumor with the Dallas music scene that everyone's gatekeeping, no one wants to work with each other. So your experience has been a little bit different in that regards.
I would say I haven't worked with a lot of people. I'd love to get more collabs out. I'm just so like in my zone personally, so I just kind of make what I make. Like our collab is a little bit different because we planned it out. With collabs for me, it's like, you got to just plan it out, all that.
Understandable.
I feel like everybody's in their own, in their own zone, and I think that's all right. I'm not a fan of gatekeeping though. I've experienced some gatekeeping, not from Dallas, but just in general.
Absolutely.
I'm anti-gatekeep.
Yeah, because it's like, why are you gatekeeping? Like, because the way I look at it, I have a feeling and I have the belief that there is enough cake for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
There sure is. There is enough to go around. So why are you hoarding? Why do you feel like crediting me discredits you? It does not have to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, so for that reason, obviously there are some terrible, terrible musicians out there where, if someone played a track to me that I didn't like, I'm not going to put that on my story because my people trust and believe in me to accrue a certain taste. So whenever I present something to them, it has to be something that I would listen to. So of course I'm not gonna, if you send me a song that you just put out and you put it in my DM saying, oh, share that, bro, I just ignore it just because I don't feel like that's the taste.
I would say, man, like, I think it just depends on, if somebody were to DM and say that, I think it's just how it comes off. I guess, like if somebody were to be like, oh, do this now, it seems demanding, right? You could be like, hey man, could you check out my track? Let me know what you think if you got the time to listen to it.
Right.
That's how, as far as I know, that's how I approach it.
It's definitely a different approach to it, and a lot of people don't spend time learning what is the right and wrong way to do it. They feel kind of entitled that you have to go listen to them because you know them, or that you have to give them their time. But time is not something, that you just give away if you know the true value of it. So if you want me to listen to something that you have coming, then I believe it has to be something that's worth my time. I believe it has to be something that's worth listening to.
Yeah.
Like, I know everybody has to start somewhere, but, if I don't also think that you are an artist that's very much invested in your art, that very much, spent good enough time trying to process and make what you do sound good and palatable, I am not going to give you the time. I'm sorry, not the time, because personally, I feel like I work too hard, for what I do, for me to let your half-ass stuff just slip through to me.
So I think there's a couple sides to that. So personally, I think it's like there's some artists where they have a song, maybe it's like, and I've been here before, especially when I started making beats, bro. My first few beats were horrendous, but people could see the vision on that, man. The first beat I ever put out, maybe it was the second. It was one of the first. It was either the first, second, or third beat I put out on YouTube. It wasn't a great beat, but somebody obviously saw the vision or heard what I was going for and they bought it. So I think it's as long as you're consistent and you're actually dedicated to improving and perfecting your craft, that's what matters.
Absolutely.
There's definitely people that do not learn and they just kind of make shit to make it.
Yeah, or people that don't listen to criticism. Like,
oh yeah.
You're like, hey, yeah, this is cool, but you think the hi-hats were a little bit too high on this one? They're like, nah, bro, you don't see it. It's
yeah, man. Dude, tell me about it. Like, whenever I put out my album State of Mind, like right before that was put out, I had sent the album early to several people for critiques, man. And most of it was good. There's just a few things like, hey, man, you got to DS here, you got to do this and that. I was just talking to someone about this like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But, you got to listen to critiques, man. If it's a creative thing, I think that's up to the artist, if that makes sense. But if it's like a technical thing, like mixing, definitely. I've always had mixing critiques. Back then, it used to be, the instrumental overpowers my vocals, you can't hear what I'm saying. So then I learned from that. And so I learned to mix it better and all of that.
What about, like, with working with people, like you said, creative differences? How do you usually navigate that? Like, have you lost people to that? Or... because do you mind sharing that experience at all? Like, something that happened with where you lost a friend, a collaborator due to creative difference?
I would say my first band, we just had completely different visions, man. They were all going for something different. I was going for something different. And so we had split ways to do that. Because, it's like you can only have so much time put into something until you realize it's not going to work out.
Absolutely.
So I think it's just, you got to find like-minded people. It's cool to add different stuff together, if that makes sense. Like, I love doing that. Like, I have a song out with C. Diffie called Take the World, right? And the structure of that song is from a rock song. It don't sound like it, but I hope that makes sense. It's just
Absolutely.
like you take a bunch of different stuff, put it together. That can work, but if you're collabing with a group of people, you got to make sure they're somewhat like-minded, everybody agrees on it, and hope that works out.
Absolutely. Because, I have done stuff like, say for instance, with like the shows that I put on or whatever, there are artists that are going to feel like, oh yeah, I need to come off this way, I need to come off that way. And I'm like, for this show to be successful overall, this is the vision that I have for it. And the vision you have or you're trying to present to me, it doesn't necessarily go with what I'm trying to make happen right now. So, I mean, if this is where we at with it, this is where we at with it. We got to split ways. It doesn't mean I hate you as a person. It doesn't mean that, we got to go from friends to foe. But based on our vision, we just don't align, and we gotta go find different ways that works for us, or we gotta go do different things that encapsulates what we're going for. That thing is just not me for you, and that thing is just not you for me. So I definitely, have seen some of that. So I understand that perspective, but it is really sad, especially if you really, liked the certain people you were working with and it just don't go, it just don't fit. So I could see how infuriating that can be. Something a little bit more light-minded, because I know we kind of went, different directions with that. You watch like anime and stuff like that and stuff?
I've only seen one anime ever, and it was Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I'm counting it as all.
It is one. If you just had said Naruto, then I would get it. Is there, so hypothetically, if you got transported into that universe, and because as I'm assuming if you got into that universe, you have some sort of power, some sort of whatever they doing, you in there too. For example, you definitely a ninja if you're in that universe. Is there a character that you think you could solo in a fight if you got transported in that universe?
I mean, I would say Naruto because he only uses one move. Is his Rasengan, I think? Was that his?
Yeah. You want to solo the MC, bro? Like, you had a choice. You could have fucking picked, I don't know, for any Anybody else.
I can't remember his name, but I think there's only one other character I would whip his ass. Look, man, take away the main protagonist plot armor, take away the power of friendship, and I'm whooping Naruto's ass, man.
Listen, while I do think that is such an outrageous take, I don't completely disagree. Because like you said, he kind of just had he had a lot of plot armor. Like, he has so much plot armor. Like, there were definitely situations and places where he should have been done.
Oh yeah,
like,
bro.
You over, bro. Like, this is it. But somehow.
It's always those flashbacks, man. They show those flashbacks, and he gets the plot armor kicking in, and they start whooping their ass. But no, bro, it don't work like that. No, bro. Put me in there. I'm whooping his ass.
Nah, you're right. Hey, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. So, what is one piece of equipment you own that you feel you can't do without?
Oh, my mic.
Your mic.
KSM-30 is a KSM-32. It's a Shure.
Okay. I heard Shures are good.
Very good, man.
I like the is it the condensed? Is that what it's called? Where
I think it's a condenser.
Yeah, it's only focused on you or whatever. I like that a lot, and I've been if I were ever to get a mic, I think I'll go Shure. But I kind of like what I got right now because I got the Slate Digital.
Dude, I love Slate, bro. Tell me, I'm not talking about like their mics because I don't have a Slate mic, but dude, like I feel like I'm a Slate Digital sponsored person. Anytime I talk about mixing, my bro, Slate Digital's my voice crack. Slate Digital's the way to go. I love it, man. Slate Digital's awesome.
Even though I have your mic, this motherfuckers won't let me use some of the plugins that they got, bro.
Yeah.
They only give me like the ones that allows you to use like different kinds of microphones.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't have.
Yeah. So, but you have every other thing. Like you got the voice thing. Like I think it's spatial or voice something where it's like fuck, I forgot what it's called. But yeah, it's some dope plugins. Do you think your auto-tune is better than?
Yeah, there was an engineer I worked with named Gordo, and we recorded a few tracks at his studio for State of Mind.
Yeah.
And we were recording Take the World with C. Diffie, and another song I got on there called The Light. Mm-hmm. And so I was just trying to experiment with my auto-tune, flanger chorus sound, and all that. And he was using this new one. It's called Metatune, right?
Yes, that's what the auto-tune's called.
Me and my homie Kendrick, bro, we were recording at my house like after that session, and we were just doing a shitload of research on how to get Metatune because it wasn't showing up. Turns out it's part of Slate Digital.
Yes.
That's how I got Slate Digital because I was looking for Metatune.
Yeah.
And I love Metatune, man. It's awesome.
I think since I have their mic already, I will look into getting some of the other stuff that they have because I feel like that will come in clutch, real.
Oh yeah.
To date, and to the best of your idea, what's the best song you've ever made? Like, if you were meeting me for the first time right now and you had to show me a song, do you consider is the best song you've ever made that you could just show me?
I'll have to say, man, I have to pick between two. Either So Wild, which is on my most recent album, or a single I put out this year called Inside. And I think Inside I'd have to go with Inside just because, I'm going to the rock, side of things.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what clicked in me, bro. It was just like that.
Yeah.
And it just all came together, man. I'd probably have to show Inside.
Yeah, okay. So walk me through your process of making Inside. Like, tell me some lines in it that should stand out to me, or like, how did you come up with it? Like, what influenced that sound? Like, what was around you when you were creating this stuff? Like, what were you going through? What were you seeing in your day-to-day when you decided to make that track?
I had a lot going on in life at that time, man. Just a lot of stressful things, just personal stuff, Musically, I would have to, I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan, so their music, one of my friends showed me, so I don't listen to Deftones a lot or anything, but one of my friends showed me a Deftones album, and so that inspired the chorus. Avenged Sevenfold's music really inspired it too, vocally. There's a lot that goes into it, man, and I was just recording in a car, actually, because, I've had to record my vocals through GarageBand in the last year or so, just because I got roommates. I don't want to be... it's a small apartment. I don't want to be screaming for 2 hours and I'm hearing the bad takes.
Right.
But yeah, I was just locked in, bro. I can't even tell you. It just kind of clicked, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's really all I can say. It all just came together. Theme on there in that song is that it's a theme I had in State of Mind as well in a song called In Time, and it kind of connects, but everything falls in place in time. Man,
Absolutely. So, tell me maybe 2 or 3 lines in the song that you feel like, as a new listener, if you were a new listener, if you didn't make the song and you were listening to it for the first time, what are 2 or 3 lines in that song that you said that should stick out to you, or that would stick out to you?
I would say in the bridge and in the outro of the song, again, it's the it falls in place in time, man. That's kind of the biggest thing. I feel like in the chorus it says, "Feel the fire inside," where all that was is gone, or all that I was is gone. Basically, it's about renewal. So I feel like that might resonate with some people.
Wasn't Inside the first rock song you put out?
First one was actually with my previous band members. It was called Without a Name.
Yes.
So that one...
But there was an issue with it, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was. There's just creative differences. Not so much with the track, but just overall with the project we were working on. Just creative differences, all that.
I understand.
Without a Name was just more grungy sounding, a lot of 90s grunge inspiration, and I wanted to, take it, the rock style I'm working on to another level. So that one is like, the guys I'm working with now, I'm very grateful to have them with me. They're fucking awesome. We perform that song. We love doing it. It's a great song to perform, but I feel like Inside fits, what I'm going for more.
Absolutely.
For my solo project, at least.
Absolutely. And do you have projects with the band that you're with right now that you're hoping to put out in the future at some point?
As far as of right now, we are very early in album production. Okay. So there's no telling whenever we'll have something ready for that. Right now, we're still, working on that project, but it's so early in that, I can't really say much. Yeah.
Understandable. Absolutely, absolutely. What timeline do you think, if any, are we expecting either a single or an album from you?
I would expect an album. I tend to put out albums every 2 years.
Okay.
So, and that's not like, I schedule that. It just happens to be every 2 years. My self-titled came out in 2022. State of Mind came out in 2024. I would expect this album, honestly, I'm looking late 2026, maybe early 27, so it might be 3 years. Okay. Just because it's a whole new thing.
Understandable.
Yeah,
It's a whole new process, a whole new level of, creativity.
Oh, yeah.
To where you're trying to take a little bit more time into making sure it is where you want it to be exactly.
Exactly.
I completely understand that. I have one more question for you. Do you believe in God, and why?
Oh, I do believe in God. I believe Christ is Lord. I've talked to a few people about it, but I had an experience with Christ where I actually saw him myself for about a second. It was on June 19th around 2:20 a.m. I was praying over some personal problems, and my room is pitch black, and there's a light that shows up in my room, and his voice said, "It's over," and it shook my whole soul, and I felt the most pure I've ever felt in my life. So that's my proof God is real.
Okay.
Yeah, it was about 2 to 5 seconds, something like that, disappeared.
Absolutely. I mean, I do believe for you that experience was very real, and I really want to dive more into that. Like, how did that come to happen? Like, were you seeking it, or did it just randomly happen? Like, how did that come to be?
Man, I was talking to my mom about this. It just kind of happened. I wasn't expecting, you don't really expect God to show up right in front of you.
Right.
And say something to you directly. I was seeking help and all that, but he usually provides it for you in different ways where you can't directly see it. And man, he just showed up. And so I'm just like, all right, that's all I need to know.
Understandably, I mean, some people go their entire lives without an encounter or without any proof, without even so much as a whisper. They don't know anything or they don't feel it. And then there are just some lucky people like yourself that, they get to experience that for themselves. Like, you get to experience God for yourself, not just what your mom told you, not just what your dad told you, not what your parents indoctrinated you into, but your own personal experience. And that's something that I don't know, for some reason I just kind of wish it could be like, well, God, why don't you just do it for everybody? You know what I mean?
It's a weird one, man. I would say in my walk, compared to other people, I'd consider myself very early in my walk with God, man. There's so much I gotta learn.
Understandable.
We all got struggles, man. There's still stuff, I've struggled with for years, and I just, always keep faith. And without God, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be, out of many bad situations, I feel like, without him, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have just, all the opportunities and privileges that I've had without God. So I'm always grateful.
Understandable. I truly appreciate you, telling me that or telling everybody that. The other question that I have is, what exactly do you want out of life? Like, what are you seeking? Like, what are you trying to attain?
Well, money-wise and all that, I want to be able to continue making music and make a decent living out of it, Mm-hmm. I want to be able to afford stuff through the art that I make.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I want to be a father someday. Raise the next generation of my family. Okay. That's all I can think of. Keep my relationship with God, always keep faith strong and all that, man.
Okay. I have one more that I just thought of. Who is the biggest artist that you admire?
Oh, that's a huge
Dead or
one.
alive?
Dead or alive. Okay.
The biggest.
The biggest. That's a tough one because I had a lot I've looked up to.
Okay.
I would have to say, as of right now, Jerry Control of Alice in Chains.
Okay.
And if you want to go rap, I gotta go with my twin J. Cole. I don't look like him right now. When I grow the beard out, I look like him.
Nah, you do.
I get it all the time.
Yeah, you do give some J. Cole vibes for sure.
Chief Keef as well. His music is fun, man.
Absolutely.
Like his beats that he produces are just fire.
Okay.
I can't. To me, that's not like a one-ended. That's like a multiple-ended answer.
Absolutely, that's okay. What if you had all of these artists in a room, right? And they told you, I've seen your future. You are going to be bigger than all of us. How much harder or less would that make you work?
It'd probably make me work harder.
Harder?
Yeah.
Why is that? You already know you're going to get it. Why not just fall back and let things happen?
That's true. That's a good point, actually. Now that you say that.
Yeah. No, I'm not that. I'm just posing the question to better understand.
Yeah.
Because, you're saying that you work harder. I believe that was the truest answer you could have given me. But I'm just, as someone that I'm asking the questions from all levels, I was just wondering, why does that make you want to work harder instead of just relax and let things happen? Or I don't know, wake up and not have a job, not have nothing, and just hope that it's going to happen because they all told you and you know for a fact it's going to happen.
So for me, I'm just a working person. I like being productive. Mm-hmm. Also, there's just a lot of stuff that any artist somebody looks up to, there's probably way more work that goes into their success that, nobody knows about. Mm-hmm. There's just, stuff that's probably not really relevant to talk about. Mm-hmm. So if they're saying it's all right, I got to push harder. I got to get this stuff out. That's the reason I chose work harder.
Absolutely. Now, also bear this hypothetical with me. It's not, valid. It's just a hypothetical. What if they told you this is the peak? Where you at right now, that's the peak.
Oh,
how much harder or less would you work?
I'd still work harder. I'm not going to listen to a person. I'm going to keep my faith in God. When it comes to that, you know what I mean? I'm not going to let anybody discourage me. I've had a lot of people try to discourage me before. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing I could say to that is to never let somebody's words discourage you, man. So even if it is an artist I look up to, and if they were telling me, oh, you're not going to be successful, I'm not listening to that shit. I'm going to keep going harder, man. Matter of fact, my bad interrupting. If somebody said, somebody tells me something like that, you're just going to make me go harder, bro. You know what I mean? I'm going to put even more into what I do. Because I feel like overcoming negative situations is going to make you stronger and give a more positive outcome. And I believe I've experienced that with the album making a State of Mind, that whole experience of just meeting all the new artists. Matter of fact, I would say us meeting was in that process as well. So yeah, never let anyone discourage you, even if it's somebody you look up to, man.
Absolutely. What you're saying is, even if you look up to this person and all of them are inside of one room and they tell you, however sweetly, however kindly, however harshly, that you need to stop or this is not meant for you, then don't listen to that. Like, it's not worth it. Like, you're only gonna achieve what God says you're gonna achieve, and you're only gonna achieve what's in your heart to achieve. What everybody else says, it's basically noise. What if these same people, now keep in mind there is no ulterior motives, there is no backstabbing, backhanded deals. They just told you, okay, you are gonna be bigger than all of us. Is there an outrageous number in the back of your brain that they could tell you and buy you out of that?
No, no one could buy me out.
For 100 million?
No, I don't want to sell myself.
Understandable. It's like, for some people, though it's not about the money, but if someone could just give you that security blanket and be like, here is 100 mil, you get to rest, you get to chill, you never have to worry about money again. This is not about buying your talent or buying your soul. It's just about buying the stress off your hands.
Oh yeah, if it's like, I don't like handouts like that.
No.
Again, I'm a productive person. I love working.
Absolutely.
But if somebody did just offer me 100 mil,
yeah,
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go live life, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, because they're not trying to buy your soul or nothing. They're just like, I feel like you're doing too much right now. How about we set you up with this 100? I don't care what you do with it. You just can't be trying to make music with it or try to sell music. But if you go buy 1,000 fans, go be a public speaker, whatever you want to do. You're just not making you're just not competing with us anymore, because we see the trajectory that you're going. You're gonna be, if not where we are, bigger. Okay,
well, that does sound like it's like they're trying to set you back in a way. If it's gonna take away from my artistic value, my creative vision, I gotta turn it down.
Okay, understand. So you draw the line at anything, but then you because this is the you right now, not you 10 years from now. They come into you right now. And
my bad. I would say if it's gonna devalue me in any way, I'm gonna have to decline it.
So you think the value that you carry lies solely in the art? There is nothing else that you could.
I believe it. Maybe not solely, but a lot of value lies in I believe in what I create. So if that's the downside, I gotta decline it, because you can't take the art out of an artist, man.
Understandable. But then, in my point of view as an interviewer, I gotta say there is way too many ways to be an artist and be creative that isn't just music.
Yeah.
So for some people, I would not be surprised if there is a number, where you don't gotta stress no more, you don't gotta do it. And I mean, no one's saying you can't sing in your home and you can sing to family, but you're just not gonna be aiming towards selling out shows and arenas.
Yeah.
So I feel like for some people, that's a deal they would take. And I honestly don't even know for myself because I think also you got to look at my position. Mm-hmm. I have so many people dependent on me, so many family members, because I'm Nigerian. My immediate family, they're all in Nigeria. If you were, I wouldn't immediately turn that number down, but I would think on it.
I would think on it too.
So hard.
It's
bro, my mom's could be set, don't gotta work no more, get her a nicer house than what she has, electricity 24 hours, because we're gonna keep the generator running in Nigeria 24, because she can now afford that. And oh, fuck that, she could travel here, screw that, she could travel here, or even not here, somewhere nicer, somewhere with a better, easier going life. That could be happening. My siblings, school, they don't gotta worry about money. I don't gotta be calculating, I only get about 2,000 every 2 weeks after rent and after these. I could give him 100 and I could give the other one $50, and then I could that's so much. I just bought a car yesterday, not the one you saw, so I gotta go pick it up tomorrow. But dude, I was looking at a nice Mustang and it was only 30,000, and I was like, you telling me I could not afford 30,000 in 70 months?
So when you put it like that, I thought you were talking about just individually us. But yeah, when you put it like that, supporting family, I'm for that, man.
Yeah.
If you gotta support your loved ones.
Yeah, because it's like, not for me. Like, I mean, I don't believe you're doing this solely for you. No. You know, like, there's gotta be more. There's gotta be more. So, like, if you're putting all those people in perspective, that number looks appealing, brother.
Yeah. Now that you say that, because I thought you were just talking about just the individual.
It's never just you, though. It's never been just you.
Oh yeah.
It stopped being just you after you learn how to talk, and that you know that coming of age where you start having cognitive reasoning to where, oh, I am a person, and oh, fuck, my actions have consequences. If I say this to this person, it could hurt them or it could make them happy. So let me say this just to make this person happy or just to make that person angry because they hurt me. From that moment, it's never just about you anymore. So like that question, it's more like, damn, like what's that number that would really stop you in your tracks and make your gears grind and be like, fuck.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Because if it's for supporting family and again helping people you care about, 100%.
Absolutely,
it's still something to think about. That you got your downsides, you got your pluses.
I mean, truly, in life, there is no such thing as up.
Yeah,
it's a trade. There's always a trade, and even if you were to go make that 100 mil by yourself with music, there is still gotta be a trade. Your time, the people that you're trying to do this for. Yeah. You're gonna spend less time with them in order to do this for them.
Oh yeah, you gotta be around your family, man. Like you gotta spend time with them.
Yeah, but in order to, if you like, you could do that and make just 4,000 of music, or you could leave on the road and see them less and make millions to help. Still, it's all for them, but there is a price. Like, how high are you gonna go, and how much are you willing to pay? Yeah. How much are you willing to sell? I should say. Are you willing, because there's a trait, are you willing to sell time? Are you willing to sell value? Are you willing to sell, experience? Or are you willing to go even further, burn out and all, like cashing all eggs for one prize, Because situations, they're always gonna arise. They always fucking do at every single turn in life. But you had to sacrifice. You could have been fucking chilling in bed right now or making music or chilling, doing whatever you could have been doing. You took the time out and you came out here for an interview that you have no idea where it's going, but you just know it's a shot that you know you could make, and you had the time to sacrifice to make that shot, and you went and did it. You sacrificed something. You sacrificed time. And the questions that I've asked you today, you probably weren't expecting most of them, but you sacrificed knowledge in order to be, that open, so you don't know how many more people are gonna hear this or how many people are gonna see this. Like, there was a trade. There always is a trade. So no matter how we look at it, that's I suppose that's my point. We're always gonna be trading something for something.
Yeah, man. I would say I'm not the most perfect individual on earth, but if I can, if what I'm saying is fact and it's true, and as long as it helps people, I'm always down to help people out.
Absolutely.
There have been times where people just don't listen, and as frustrated as I get, I just know somewhere in my heart I'm always there to help people.
Absolutely.
At least that's where that's just what I believe. I believe it's the right thing to do. Matter of fact, I was at a gas station like last week, right? And there was a guy, he was struggling. I don't think he could afford a water, so I was like, let me buy him a water. And so he tells me his story a little bit, and I'm sitting there talking to him, and it seemed like he's really struggling. He's got a ankle monitor on, he can hardly afford to eat, and a lot. I'm not gonna lie, the stuff I'm not gonna get in his business. The stuff he was telling me, a lot of that I just can't relate to. I said, what would you do? And I said, man, all I can say is just Jesus Christ, bro. That's, without him I wouldn't be where I'm at, like I said before. So
it does that answer to some people, it might be like but for me, man, that has answered a lot for me.
It answered a lot for me as well.
A lot for me, because it's like, I personally I kind of have to believe in him. I've seen too much. I've been through too much. I've done too much.
Sorry, I was just saying, I feel like I'm the same. I've had many experiences. A big one was during COVID. It was the summer, and I started producing March of 2020. And so I had no money, I had no job. I'm some broke high schooler. And my 90-day trial for Ableton runs out. And I'm sitting there like, damn, bro, this is like, music's my life. That's all I got right now. And so I prayed to God. And I was like, look, I need to get a way to get Ableton back. Not even kidding. As soon as my prayer ends, I check my email. And like, oh, we're renewing everybody's trial. It was either between 30 to 90 days. Point is, I got access to Ableton back as soon as I prayed about it. I'm like, okay, I've grown up going to church, all that. But that really solidified something more than what the word of a person could say, if that makes sense.
Right.
I think a lot of people could like roll their eyes because they're experiencing, the people like, oh, you're going to hell. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Like they're experiencing people that just misrepresent.
Yeah, the end day preachers and the end day activists and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, not to take away from
Good on them.
That is a very real thing that Christians at some point need to acknowledge.
Yeah.
But that is not something you want to lead with.
Yeah, if you're gonna approach somebody that has no knowledge on God, has they're probably gonna roll their eyes at the name of Christ. You don't want to approach them and say, "Hey, you're going to hell."
Yeah, I mean,
nobody wants to hear that. I don't even want to hear that.
Christ hung out with people that were going to hell.
Yeah,
he hung out with tax collectors. Tax collectors were the most fraudulent people back in the day.
Yeah.
He hung out with prostitutes. He hung out with some dubious people, and that's what the Pharisees and the scribes and them, they were like, is this what y'all are calling the Savior? Don't you see who he's hanging around with? He doesn't hang around with us teachers in the temple where we wash our hands and pretend to be good. And Christ is like, y'all are really not good people if you're pretending to be good just so other people can see that you're good.
Yeah.
These people are who I'm here for. Since y'all are so clean, I'm not here for you. If you're already perfect, what do you need a doctor for? You go to a doctor when you're sick.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm here for the sick. I'm here for those that need me. I am where I'm needed. So he hung out with them people, and he interacted with them people, and their lives were better for it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it. And he would, he didn't, when he first started preaching, he didn't start with y'all are going to hell. He didn't even start with there is heaven and there is hell.
Yeah.
He related parables. He made his preaching palatable. He spoke to them in a way they could understand. He started with the parable of the talents. All of us here, we have something that God has given to us. If you don't use it and you bury it, it's worthless. It's not a good return for when the master comes back and asks you, what did you do with the talent that I gave you? You have to go invest it, take the risk, double it, work on it, get your hands dirty. And then he uses, of course, like the parables of the prodigal son, blah blah blah. They've lost their way, but all it needs is whenever you need me, I'm there. And that's the message we need to preach, that he is there when you need him. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to go clean up your life before you go to him. Like just when you need, he's there. Just call out. And that's what we need to push. That's what we need to tell people. That's what we need to. And you don't even have to mention him until I know this kind of sounds like almost like a honey trap, but you don't have to mention Christ to none of them. Just let your life be proof that there is better out there, that there could be better out there. And that's not saying, oh, go out there and stand in the streets and preach. No, how about hold the door for someone whenever you're walking through that door? Hold the door for the next person. Or how about, if your friend walks into the room organizing a party or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta sweep, I gotta clean, then do the dishes, then hang up the stuff. You can be like, oh, can I hang up the stuff for you? Can I sweep for you? Just do anything. Do something, let your life be proof that there is decency in the world. When people see that there is decency in the world, they seek it for themselves. And when they seek it for themselves and they edify themselves, they seek more of that. And the only way they can get more of that is by going to the one true perfection in the world, which is Christ, which is God. Amen. The one true man that has lived through the impurities, walked through it without being impure. that is the way, like that's the only way to the Father, that's the only way to the truth, you know.
Way, the truth, the
So
light.
it all, you know, goes back there. No matter what road you take, no matter what angle you view it from, it all boils back there.
Oh yeah.
But it all starts from the small choices. Like I said, holding door, help your friend set up. Your friend has a show, go see him. Let him know that he's supported. Unless,
That's
you know,
real.
his shows is all about, I don't know, he kills people and whatnot. Then you be like, okay, bro, I can't be seen supporting this, but I love you. You know, if you have a positive message and you spread that, I will be there, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where it is for me. Like you said, none of us are perfect. Like we have different things that are going on in our lives and different things that we're doing that is not necessarily going to be seen as dope or good or even Christ-like. But at the end of the day, we are human.
Yeah, I would say a lot of that goes along with not judging others, man. I'm gonna bring it to my early music. I went under it was, you know, it was for fun, but I always had a motivated drive to still be successful at it. So I still took it seriously in a way, but I was focused on flows and not what I'm saying. And so I think a lot of people misjudged me back then. I used to act like a prideful asshole, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, I just feel like I was like that. And I would say one thing people misunderstood is I was saying a lot of the dumb shit. The dumb rapper shit. Oh, guns, I got Glocks, And... you know, I just realized, man, you know, I'd never like went on social media and started saying I'm this, but I would say it in music, and I started to realize, all right, and matter of fact, there's a J. Cole song that it was 1985, but I started thinking about the words. You know, your words have impact on other people. Lyrics, they have impact. I can't be spreading a false message about myself. I got to be real. You know, you can't, but you got free will, but it just doesn't sit right with me. And I felt like out of all the years of my early music production, that was the thing I was missing. And so right after I graduated high school, I'm sitting here making the same old music. I'm like, man, I'm fucking tired of talking about this shit. It's just bullshit. It's false. It's fake. I had a little bit of real shit sprinkled in there, but I was still focused on how hype can I make this song?
Perfecting the flow.
How vibe, yeah. Oh, how vibey can I make this vocal melody? And I had a couple songs still that were like real, but the majority of my songs were focused on flows and all that, not what I'm saying. And so I went from Young Newbie or whatever to Newbie and UBI, then there was like 50 other newbies, so then I went Nubiwxrld. That's got its own lore, bro. Nubiwxrld goes way back. But when I rebranded, I was alright, I gotta make something that's more real to myself. And what's it called? You know, some of those earlier Nubiwxrld era songs aren't 100% perfect. I still had a little bit of dumb shit sprinkled in there, but I think the point was just progression to getting better and staying true to myself.
Nubiwxrld, thank you so much for sitting down with me today and being my first interview. It certainly was a hassle getting it started, but
it happens, man.
I am really grateful for your patience, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you again.
Yes, sir.